So let's begin with the first session. And before I start the class, there is one point. Let me make you clear on it first. And that point is the session which we started today at 4 o'clock. This will be only for few days. Later, this batch will be merged with the 5 p.m. batch. Okay. So our actual session is at 5 o'clock. So the 4 o'clock session is like for backup classes it is. So whatever the topics I completed in 5 o'clock batch, till that point, we'll be going with the session at 4 p.m. Once you reach to the topic where that 5 p.m. batch students are, so a day before I'll update you so that you can directly attend 5 o'clock batch. Yeah, that is one point. So let's start there. Introduction to Oracle. Yeah. During this discussion about all the important points, connecting with this, connecting with this introduction, I'll explain all the other what you call prerequisites that you need to have idea about to understand Oracle introduction. Okay. The very first point I would say here, it is a product from Oracle Corporation. Okay. So you can call it, it is a product from Oracle Corporation. So it is a product from Oracle Corporation, introduced in the year 1977 as Oracle 1.0. That is nothing but called version. And now something very important in the same sentence. You said it is a product. What type of product it is? What type of product? So answer is, it is RDBMS. What type of product it is? RDBMS based product. That's the point. And now, as I have used this word, called, I used this word called RDBMS based product. So compulsory, now you should know then what is RDBMS. Yeah. So I describe this statement like this. RDBMS. What it is. So you should know first. You should know relational. That is one point. Database. Here we have a word. Database. So we'll describe this. And then we'll describe what is DBMS. What is DBMS? Okay, two things will happen. So what is the description I'm saying? First, we'll understand what is database, what is DBMS. Then I'll explain you RDBMS. There is a connection I meant to say. That one word has three descriptions. How many? Three descriptions. distribution. Yeah. Yeah. So now we'll understand first these three terms. So to understand these three terms, I would say like this first. Organize data. How do you organize data? Two ways. One, file system. Second is database. Two ways. Means this is managing data through files. Yeah. Managing data through files. How do you create a file then? Yeah. So file system can be two ways, right? Using built-in applications or using programming languages. Yeah, two ways. When you say built-in applications, built-in applications, here it is, I'm talking about Notepad, WordPad, MS Word, MS Excel, etc. These are built-in applications using which we are going to manage data. And what are programming languages? Yeah, this C, C++, Python, C#.NET, Java. These all are programming languages using which we can manage data. We can manage data. You have to write a program. Through program, you can manage your information. Yeah, that is what we have a benefit of going with this. And one more thing also, let me highlight. Yeah. Yeah. And what we understand now is when you work with this, what do you call this file system process, when you talk about this, here, let me list out few disadvantages so that you can understand why we are going for database. Disadvantages of file system. Yeah. Disadvantages of file system. One drawback, I'll say. One drawback. No security. Yeah. We don't have security. Yes. A strong reason. Powerful reason why we don't use, because no security in the sense whatever data you store in database, so that can be easily opened. Like if imagine, like if I'm using Notepad, to store and manage data, what will happen if that file, if I share with you, you can simply open the document. You can open that file and you can see whatever content available in it. Okay, now if the moment I said there is no security, people come up with examples saying that why don't you put the data in MS Word? Because MS Word document can be protected. MS Word document can be protected with password. Yeah, obviously, I do agree. MS Word document can be protected with password. Yes. But when you protect MS Word document with password, only data is protected. Because can I delete that file even though it has a password? Yes. Then if you delete that file when you have a password in it, then indirectly it means that you lost your file. If that file can be deleted, it means you lost your file. You lost your file, you lost your data. Simple conclusion. That's what we have, no security. Such type of many disadvantages we have. Yeah. Cannot avoid. I'm just writing for understanding. Redundancy. Duplicates, I mean to say. You cannot avoid. Third drawback. Cannot avoid redundancy, cannot avoid duplicates. Then there is one other point. Data inconsistency, another problem. This is another disadvantage of file system. What is data inconsistency? Like, it is about managing data with multiple files. Managing data through multiple files. You got two files, like file 1, file 2. Two files are there. Assume. File 1, file 2, two files you have. File 1 में some content is there. File 2, you have some content. So if you make changes in file 1, will it automatically affect in file 2? No, no, no. That may not be a case. No, that is not possible at all. No. No. You're talking about different concept. Like, then obviously files will not provide you that facility that you're making changes in one file. Automatically that change will reflect in another file. No, that will never happen. No. Whatever changes you make, that will reflect only in one file. But that change cannot reflect into what? Another file. That is what you call data inconsistent. I'll give you one example so that you can understand. Just for reference, something. So this is file 1.txt. This is file 2.txt. Assume two files you have. Here I have stock information. Here I have sales information. Stock I have 18,900. And sales I made, say for example, 15,000. I made a sales, 15,000. Now what is my point? That is what data inconsistency I said. The moment I make a sales of 15,000, do you feel that this 18,900 will be automatically updated? Will it automatically updated to 3,900? Will it update automatically? Never, never. Whatever changes, whatever sales you made, that sales will not be subtracted from the stock automatically. That will never happen. That is what you call data inconsistency. Database provides data consistency. This is one point. Like this, we have many, many drawbacks. Now, finally, to overcome all these, we are introduced by database, another way to organize data. What is database? You call like this: logical container, which contains related objects. Logical container contains related objects. That is the definition. Objects includes what objects? We got this topic: tables, views, constraints, synonyms, sequences, indices, clusters, stored procedures, stored functions, stored packages, stored triggers, etc. This is what you call as what? Objects. All these are objects. Right. Tables, constraints, views, synonyms, sequences, indices, clusters, all these are a part of what? Objects. And we got one another point also I'll give you. We got two types of databases. Don't forget, please. I already said introduction to Oracle, because we have come across with this word RDBMS. This word RDBMS. This RDBMS story we are learning here. That RDBMS story we are learning here. So connectivity, three terms I said, no? No. Database, DBMS, RDBMS. Yeah, that is what we are trying to describe. Yeah. So now next, I would say here, types of databases. Types of databases. One is called OLTP and second is called OLAP. Yeah, this is something related with data warehouse. OLTP is online transaction processing. This is online analytical processing. Online transaction processing, online analytical processing. Yeah. So our is OLTP, no doubt. Okay. Keeping these things in view, now we will describe. Now we will describe what is called DBMS. That is described as database management systems. How do you define this? What is DBMS? So answer to DBMS, what you learn is collection of software programs. DBMS is collection of software programs used to store, manage, and retrieve data. Yes, three things we have. We have been provided by some ready-made programs, and those ready-made programs depends on three things: storage of data, management of data, and retrieval of data. And then we learn, especially retrieval is based on three factors or properties. What are they? One is called accuracy. Second is called timeliness. And third one is what you call relevancy. Yeah. Accuracy, timeliness, relevancy. What is accuracy? Free from errors. Timeliness, within the time. Relevancy, related data. Yeah. So you can read like this: related data within the time with no errors is retrieved. Is retrieved. That is called DBMS. Yes. And now remember one more point. We have been provided with types of DBMS. What are they? One, HDBMS, one type. Second, NDBMS, this is second type. Third is our subject, RDBMS. And fourth one is also our subject only, ORDBMS. Four things are there. ORDBMS, yeah. This is, I'm talking about hierarchical. This I'm talking about network. This I'm talking about relational. Here I'm talking about object relational. Yeah. And especially this hierarchical is, this is outdated. No one is using now. This is also outdated. We don't find it, right? And these two are ongoing with developments. Which two? RDBMS and ORDBMS. Yeah. And now we will see what is RDBMS. Here you call relational database management systems. Yeah, RDBMS. And connecting with this RDBMS, first description I'll explain you. Yeah. How you describe RDBMS? You describe R plus DBMS. R plus DBMS. And what is R here? What is the meaning of R? R technically, R technically stands for referential. Yeah. R stands for what? Referential. What is referential? It is one of the integrity constraint. So we got one separate topic in our subject that's called integrity constraint. In that we have something to learn about domain integrity, entity integrity, referential. Three types will be there. So at that time we'll discuss. I won't talk on all this because everything, we cannot learn in the introduction class itself. Achha, what for this referential is being used? Now I say referential is being used to create relationships. Referential is being used to create what? Relationships. Referential is being used to create what? Relationships. Yeah. And what relationships we are going to learn or what it supports? One-to-one. This is one type. Yeah. What is supported? And second, I'll write one-to-many. And third, I'll describe. Third one. That is called many-to-many. And in that, if you start talking about implementation, this we have for direct implementation. This also we have for direct implementation. And this we have for indirect implementation. Yes, three types you have. Direct, and indirect. Both you can say here. Indirect implementation also is no problem. Or you can directly say, no support. We don't have many-to-many relationship. We don't find. We don't find. Then I would say, second part I would say, RDBMS was introduced in the year 1970. Who introduced? Dr. E.F. Codd. Dr. E.F. Codd. Dr. E.F. Codd. And what did he do? And he has outlined 12 rules. 12 rules. Those rules are called Codd's rules. Yeah. What are those rules called? Codd's rules. You call that rules as Codd's. And then he mentioned one point. What is it? Any database software satisfies 8 or 8.5 rules, 8 or 8.5 rules, then it can be considered as pure RDBMS. Limit, you see, limit. From 12 rules, software satisfies 8 or 8.5 rules, then it can be considered as pure RDBMS. Not necessarily should satisfy all 12 rules. Limit is standard limit, 8 or 8.5 rules. And actually, if you just look into our subject, Oracle satisfies 11.5 COTS rules. 11.5 COTS rules it satisfies. In that way, it is considered to be a pure RDBMS. Okay. And one more point also I'll describe here. That is RDBMS always presents data in two-dimensional format. That is in the form of rows and columns. That refers to table. And remember, this row, column, table, these are terminologies. You can call like this: column. You can call as identifier. This is one term we have. In some database software, they call fields. In some database software, they call attributes. In some database software, they call data names. Data names. Row is called record. In some database, they call tuples. Table is called by various words. In some databases, they call object. In some databases, they call entity. In some database, they call relation. Yeah. And then we learn about designing now. RDBMS designing, you call. And you can say like this: RDBMS represents. Previous word was presents. This word I'm using, represents. Yeah. RDBMS represents data in normalized way that will lead to normalization. We are going to study this normalization, denormalization. Yeah. And here you understand what a table can be normalized in different ways. Sorry. A table can be normalized in different ways. What do you call them? Often called normal forms. Normal forms. And what are they? 1NF, 2NF, 3NF, BCNF, 4NF, 5NF. These are all normal forms. Every normal form has some set of rules. This is the introduction of these three terms: database, DBMS, RDBMS. Chalo, now we'll go back. Now remember one thing. When Oracle was introduced in the year 1977 for the very first time, it was not that, found to be good software for managing database. People didn't like that. People didn't find its importance. People didn't find its significance because syntaxes was not correct. Even syntaxes what do you call, even compilation techniques, commands were not properly framed. Then immediately what Oracle Corporation has done in 1979, Oracle 2.0 was released and it became the first commercial database that is called first SQL database. Yeah, that was in 1979. That is the reason few authors won't discuss about this 1977, when the first time when Oracle was introduced. They straight away said that Oracle was introduced in 1979 with whereby Oracle 2.0. No, actually 77 was introduced. It again took for them for 2 years to frame all those modification disadvantages to overcome. The 1979, whatever they introduced, people find it's good database. They find significance, importance of that database. Mm. And one more thing also I would say here, always we use Oracle is used as what? Backend. Then another important point, Oracle is client server technology. Yeah, we'll discuss all these things also. Then Oracle can be installed on any OS 6 and Lisbon. Remember this. And before I go further, let me even make you this point also clear. Whenever you write the word Oracle, write Oracle always in capital letters, because that Oracle is abbreviated term. So by the end of this introduction, you'll get to know about it. Yeah, you will get to know about it. Yeah. So what I was saying, Oracle can be installed on any OS, and especially from this version, from Oracle 8 type, it has become ORDBMS. That is Object Relational Database Management System. Object Relational Database Management Systems, ORDBMS. Now, another point also I'll describe here. What it is, Oracle is included with something called database engine. Oracle is included with what? Database engine. And you know, in that word Oracle, E stands for engine only. Yeah, here in this word Oracle, E is engine. Yeah. L is what you call logical engine. It is that would support to perform logical operation. Not only logical engine, it even supports arithmetic calculations, or they call another description for this, analytical computing. And OR is you can call OR is Oak Ridge. Yeah. Oak Ridge, arithmetic calculations, analytical computing, logical engine is how that Oracle word stands for. Okay. And one more thing also I'll describe for your easy comparison. especially this Oracle 1.0 to 7.0. Remember this versions, please. 1.0 to 7.0. They are called RDBMS. And every version has one specific year in which it is introduced. Now, as this is what my experience is. You don't need to remember about which date, with one in which month, on which date, in which year it has been introduced. It's a wastage of time. No one will ask you. Rather, remember technical things. It's more than enough. Yeah. And then I would say Oracle 8i to 21C, they all come under ORDBMS. Yeah. And especially this 8i to 21C are there. Na? In that, we require to know what are the things that have been introduced. Oracle 8i, then we have Oracle 9i, then we have something called Oracle 10G, then we have something called Oracle 11G. Then we have Oracle 12C. Then we have Oracle 18C. Then we have Oracle 19C. Then we have Oracle 21C. Yeah. And especially in these versions, I would describe these three things here. I is internet related features. Yeah, I means internet related features. G means grid computing technology. And C means cloud computing technology. Grid computing technology, cloud computing technology. These are the, yeah, this is for a brief, overview kind of thing, like I can call versions of Oracle. Yeah. I didn't write in which year, which version has been introduced. Let's not talk on all that stuff. When I share my notes, in that notes, you'll have the detailed description about each version so that you can have that, for your reference as well. But this is a kind of overview related to version. That's it. So from my end, I'm done. You have anything to ask me, go ahead so that I can make your clarifications on it. And then based on that, we'll be going further with the next topic in tomorrow's class. We are done with with respect to my session. I'm done with my first session. Tomorrow will be for me second session. For you, it will be a free session. You attend that session as well as a free session. And then once you feel you're comfortable, you are following me, you're understanding me, whatever I'm saying, then you can make yourself comfortable to register with us. Yes, please.
Hi, sir. My name is Praveen.
Yeah, Praveen. Hi, Praveen.
Sir, actually, my